Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another mining CEO video here on Investor Talk. Today, I welcome Robert Eadie, President and CEO of Starcore International. Robert, nice to see you, at least virtually.
Yes, Jan, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to see you.
Great to see you, really.
Munich.
Yes, Munich. Yeah, we met there several times. Unfortunately, this year it was not possible.
No.
But I hope this will change. Let's talk about your company today. I think it offers an interesting value proposition right now. But before we start, give a little summary about your company, and we come to details more later about your operations and your exploration properties. A brief summary first, please.
Okay, I'll start from south to north. We have the San Martin mine, which produces around 1,000 ounces of gold per month. And there's quite a lot of exploration going on as well. We have our own drill teams, so we don't need to outsource that. And then we have Creston Moly, which is near Hermosillo. And originally we looked at it as the previous owners did, as a moly project. And what we've been doing recently, because we managed to track down the head geologist after he'd worked there 7 years in Italy. And he provided us with a lot of information about the potential for a gold deposit and the potential for copper porphyry lying underneath it. And during COVID, we sat back as a management team and thought, what can we do to help develop the value in the company for shareholders without taking on a lot of risk or a bigger project which would require dilutive financing. So this is where we started to look deeper into our own projects. We have the Toiyabe gold project, which is in Nevada, surrounded by Barrick Gold. And that one we'll look to joint venture so that we can focus our efforts and our money and our energy on San Martin and Creston in Mexico. And then in Canada, we have another moly project, which will be sold as a moly project when the time is right for it. And that sums up the company and the projects in generally.
Very good. San Martin is the key project. And before we come to some more details here, let me show to our audience where it is situated in Mexico.
So it's about, it's 3 hours north of Mexico City.
Here it is, yes. It's pretty much in the center of Mexico, in the federal state, or in the Mexican state of Querétaro.
Querétaro, yes.
Querétaro. Okay, my Spanish is a bit rusty.
It's not an easy one, yeah, don't worry.
Yeah. And this project, Robert, also got an interesting history. Please tell us a bit about the background of the property before we come to the current numbers and developments.
Well, as of January, we will have been operating for 13 years at the mine. And we originally bought the project from Goldcorp. And it was a project that was seen as too small for them with a 5-year mine life at the time. Now we're into the 13th year. We're coming up to it. And it's a large epithermal deposit. And what makes it really interesting is that the size of the block that we have is 12,992 hectares. So translated, that's 10 by 13 kilometers. And that's how big these systems are. Now, you could work on them. We modeled after 3 mines in Mexico. So the youngest one, or the shortest mine life, was 45 years. The longest is still running, called Cananea. And it started out as a small gold mine and turned into a major copper mine. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. And we've had experts from around the world come to the project and to look. And the one thing that no one has been able to say is that, yes, the project's over or you're limited. It's heavily fault controlled, so it takes patience and exploration. But recently, we're very, very optimistic about what we're coming up with. You know, we've been drilling and coming up with some good numbers and giving us extended life at the mine.
And now for our viewers, I have also prepared some pictures that you find in the following. Just enjoy. It shows you the milling facility, the detailings, and the surroundings of the facility. Have a look. Now we are back. What is the current operational rate of your San Martin mine, the daily throughput? Because I read, Robert, that you have a capacity of 1,100 tons, and currently you work at 650 or so, which would leave a nice growth potential.
Yes, there's the capacity to mill about 1,000 tons a day, and we're currently doing about 650. There is the potential to increase, but with that increasing capacity, which has been there, we were higher before, and we scaled it back to focus on profitability of the mine. And in that, you need the supply. So that's what we're working on now, is the supply to be able to ramp up production. But we're really investing in the geology and the definition of more resources and reserves. Currently, there's 2 years in front of the company in resources and reserves, and we'd like to increase that to 5 years. And so that really is our focus, and understanding the geology better, and focusing, harder on where the source of the gold comes from.
We have to have a look at the numbers also, because potential investors look at the profits, the cash flows, and I went through to your most recent numbers. I think they were by the end of July 2020, of course, and I saw there a healthy profit of 3 cents in net profit. The cash flow, let me have a look. The operational cash flow was at $2.8 million, which is also good, and you paid back $3 million in loans, in debt. So pretty good numbers. And if you annualize it, even if the current quarter is a bit, or the previous quarter to report is a bit weaker, I think there could be easily for the calendar year 10 cents, and the stock is at 27.
Yes, I would agree with you there. Our most recent quarter, which the numbers will be out today.
Okay.
They're similar. They're not far off of the other numbers, and the earnings per share are 3 cents again. So, and the company is now debt-free. We had the $3 million loan, but we also had another loan as well, which we paid off in this period of 2020, between January and June. So the company's completely debt-free, 50 million shares out, with positive earnings.
And I just mentioned that you paid back those loans. Seems to streamline the company for some bigger moves, and you also cut your own salaries, which is something that you hardly see in companies, or very seldom. Are you preparing something big? What's going on, or do you want to invest it in more mine development?
Well, the management looked at the company and senior management, and we reduced our salaries by 25%, and we wanted to put the company back into profitability. And so that we could carry on. We have a strong base in Mexico, a great team, and so we want to develop the projects we have. El Creston, we want to be able to drill there, and the gold portion of it, and do some work, some geophysical work, to demonstrate the potential for the copper porphyry. Now, copper porphyry, depending, it's another big project. So a copper porphyry could really do something for the company. Not that we would drill it, but we would drill the gold portion of it. And then the moly portion of it has already been drilled and defined. So there's a lot of value there in that project, which isn't represented today in the company. We don't get any credit for it whatsoever. Because we're in production, because the production is low, we get viewed on our numbers for cash flow. But as you said, the year annualized should be at least 10 cents in earnings. So,
so
what are we
a PE
preparing
below
for
3, it's really, it's a joke. And the gold market we just saw today is moving upwards. So, Creston, you just mentioned it. Do you intend to keep the property, to develop it on your own, or to sell it or wait for a good buyer like you intend to do with Toiyabe?
Toiyabe, yes. Well, Creston, like I said, we don't get value for it. So we've had a new look at it this year. And if you break it apart in 3 parts, starting, say, from the top going down, on the left side would be the moly project. On the right side is gold. And the numbers from that, which are not published yet, but they're very good numbers. And then underneath, there's the potential for a gold porphyry. Copper porphyry. So that being said, there's a lot of value in the Creston project. So if we were to sell it, what would we sell it as? Sell the moly project as one, sell the copper project as another, or develop the gold project ourselves. And that's how big it is. It's another 10 by 13 kilometer project at least. So there's a lot of potential, and particularly in a resource market or a gold market we're going into, to be developed and unleashed within that. A sale would be fine, but what are you going to get for it, as opposed to developing yourself? And I strongly believe that being able to demonstrate or unleash the value in these projects like San Martin, Creston, could lead to a very good upside for shareholders. And let's not forget that management is also shareholders. So we want to develop for ourselves as well the value in the company for all shareholders. And the potential, it's really staggering, Jan, that this project we've had for a number of years, and the other people who had it in the past looked at it only from moly. They didn't really consider the gold or the copper. So yeah, we're excited for that. So streamlining, making the company, returning it to profitability, developing the resources in the company, providing earnings per share, and shareholder value. That's what we're up to.
Sounds really good. And Toiyabe, we have to mention also for a moment, I saw a picture. It is very close to the Cortez Hill mine of Barrick Gold, and you have there 170,000 and something ounces.
Yeah, 173,000 ounces. And it's definitely has potential. We've drilled it in the past. We acquired it by taking over another company. And so it's a project that we've put on the shelf, but it definitely has great potential, not for us, but for somebody else. It'll be a good project to joint venture, take some shares, take some cash, and let somebody else go after it.
Or catch for Barrick.
Yeah, if that they decide that they're going to do something in the area. So for us, we're really focused on the 2 projects, which give one's in production and the other has near-term production.
If we should do a little look in the future, in the near term and in the further future, what do you plan for next year and for the next, say, 3 to 5 years for Starcore?
Well, if things go, if a little bit of wind in our sails or a little bit of luck, we'll develop more resources at San Martin, increase the production. So if you look at the cost now, and if you add another 300 tons per day, the cost won't change that much. The cost will be very minimal because the equipment's all there. You know, you'll pay a little bit more electricity, a little bit more labor, a little bit more mining costs, but it's already all there in an operation. So that will go to profit to the bottom line. So that it's very exciting. And, you know, we were there in 2012 where the company was making $1 million a month net. So at a lower gold price. So, you know, it might be a small mine, but it's a little cash machine too. And then go over to Creston and take the moly part away and look at the gold part. You could develop, I can't say a number, but you could at minimum have 500,000 ounces, or it hasn't been drilled. to be significant, to make a really a positive statement about it. But the potential's there for a multi-million ounce deposit. So that's what we look at for next year and the year after. And it's not fast. These things take time, and you approach them in the right way and methodically plan your method you're going to do, your drilling and your geology, and then. So I'm really looking forward to 2021. I think it's going to be a banner year for the company. I think we'll see a lot of great news coming out of the company and development. And like you said, the costs that we have now are the costs. They won't increase very much. You know, if you drill, of course, over at El Creston, you'll increase the cost there. And then if you do geophysical, of course, there's costs, but the actual production costs will not increase very much. You know, like
sounds really good.
Yeah.
I can only wish you the best luck. Maybe a big hit in El Creston for a good gold numbers and a resource increase in your mine. And we are close to the change of the year. A happy new year to you, a Merry Christmas, Robert, and all the best. And to our audience, have a look at this one. As I said before, right now with those numbers, a PE below 3. Well, thank you, Robert, for today. Greetings to your son.
Thank you very much, Jan. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you, Robert. Have a good one. Saludos.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.